So good day everyone. So welcome to our channel. Before anything else, please click the subscribe button. So for today's video, I am going to discuss chapter 1, Nature and Dynamics of Philippine Criminal Justice System. So first, we are going to define what is Philippine Criminal Justice System. So, the definition is it is the machinery of the state or the government which enforces the rules of conduct necessary to protect life and maintain peace and order. So, himay-himayin muna natin ang ibig sabihin ng Philippine Criminal Justice System para mas maintindihan natin ito ng mabuti. So, let's begin with the first phrase. Sabi dyan, it is the machinery of the state or the government. So, when we say machinery, these are the instrument of the system or the tools na yuni-utilize ng ating gobyerno. So, para saan? Okay? So, makikita natin ito sa second phrase, to enforce the rules of conduct. Okay? So, what are those rules of conduct? So, these are written laws implemented by our government. So, bakit nga ba kailangan i-implement ng ating government ang mga rules of law natin? Or ang mga written laws natin? Of course, the purpose, bakit ini-implement or ini-enforce ang mga batas is for the purpose of protection of life and maintain peace and order. Okay? Which is nandyan po sa pangatlong phrase. To protect life and maintain peace and order. So, ibig sabihin, the machinery of the state, our Philippine criminal justice system is the tool, okay, na yuni-utilize ng ating gobyerno para ipatupad ang mga batas. Okay? At bakit nga ba ipinapatupad ang mga batas na ito is that the purpose is to protect life and maintain peace and order. Para protektahan ang mga buhay at mga ari-arian. At ganon din ang pagpapanatili ng kapayapaan sa ating komunidad. So that is a Philippine criminal justice system. So, what are the goals of criminal justice system? So, we have primary goals according to Robert D. Pursley. Number one goal of our CJS is to protect the members of the society. And number two is to maintain peace and order. So, like what I have said a while ago in the previous presentation, that they are implementing the laws of the land that is to protect the members of the society and also to maintain peace and order. So, there are also important sub-goals of CJS. So, number one, we have crime prevention. So, ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng crime prevention? So, ang ibig sabihin ng crime prevention ay nakatutok siya sa isang anatomy of crime. Okay, so what is that anatomy of crime that I am pertaining to? Okay, so I am pertaining to opportunity. Okay, so opportunity, the meaning of opportunity are the open windows on the acts done by the victim unconsciously that gives the would-be criminal the chance or the higher chance for the successful commission of the crime. So, ibig sabihin, yun ang pagtatanggal sa oportunidad ng isang tao or yung would-be criminal na mag-commit ng crime. Okay. So, paano ba matatanggal ang opportunity? So, a crime will not happen. Okay. So, nandyan ang police visibility, nandyan yung awareness sa mga victim or yung awareness doon sa mga vulnerable victim, okay, to be as a victim of a crime na para mawala yung opportunity sa paggawa ng krimen. Okay? So, para hindi mangyari yung krimen, kailangan nating tanggalin yung opportunity doon sa mga would-be criminal. Okay? Dahil kung may opportunity silang gawhan ka ng krimen, then crime will happen. Okay? So, for crime prevention, okay, ipiprevent mo na walang mangyaring krimen. Okay? And ano ba ang pagkakaiba ng crime prevention sa suppression? Sa crime prevention kasi, wala pa pong nangyaring krimen. So, na-prevent mo siya. Okay? Unlike sa crime suppression, okay, there is already a crime committed. Meron nang nangyari. Okay? So, the second sub-goals of CJS is suppression of criminal conduct by apprehending the offender. Okay. So, how are you going to suppress the criminal conduct? Okay. So, this is done through apprehending the criminal or criminal apprehension. So, pag sinabi kasi nating apprehension, that is to arrest the offender. Okay? So, meron nang nangyaring krimen. So, the least thing we can do or the last resort we can do is to apprehend or arrest the criminal, to arrest the offender. Okay? Dahil nga meron nang nangyaring krimen, hindi mo siya na-prevent, so at least, yung pinaka-lasting or pinaka-last resort na pwede mong gawin para hindi na siya ulit mag-commit ng another crime is to apprehend or to arrest the offender. Okay? So, next is review the legality of the preventive and suppressive measures. So, within the Constitution ba ang ginawang preventive or suppressive measures? Okay? So, para matanggal o mawala ang krimen. Okay? Now, next is judicial determination of guilt or innocent. Okay? Paano mo nga ba madidetermine kung ang taong inaresto mo ay guilty or isang inosente? Siyempre, you have to undergo the so-called judicial proceeding. Okay? Mag-undergo siya ng trial, and the other proceedings para ma-determine mo kung yung taong inaresto mo ay guilty or inosente. Okay? And the proper disposition of those who have been found guilty. Okay? So, ang tawag dito is that magiging tama ba yung pagbibigay ng penalty or punishment ni judge? So, sabihin na natin, guilty siya is being convicted by final judgment. Magiging tama ba yung disposition or yung magiging ibibigay na penalty or punishment ni judge doon sa napatunayang guilty? Okay? So, tama ba yung penalty na ibinigay kay accused? Okay? Ano yung pinaka-proper? Okay. And then, correction by socially approved means to those who violate the law. Okay, so example, sabihin na natin, he was convicted by final judgment. So, on that part of correction, should have the approved means or socially approved means para po doon sa mga naka-violate ng batas natin. Okay? Hindi po sila paparusahan, but rather, you need to treat him, you need to rehabilitate and reform him by the use of um, rehabilitation program inside the jail or prisons. So, yun po yung mga important sub-goals ng ating criminal justice system sa Philippines. So, next, what are the purposes of criminal justice system? Okay, so syempre, to process those who have been accused of criminal activities. So, like in my previous discussion or video, sabi natin, if there is no crime committed, so hindi po gagana yung ating CJS. Okay, so saka lang po gagana ang ating CJS if there's a crime committed, if there is a person or a suspect being apprehended, so doon po magi-start na ipoproseso yung suspect. Okay? And then, syempre, ang purpose po dyan is to prevent the commission of the crime and also protection of the society. Okay? So, who are the people involved in the system? So, sino-sino nga ba ang mga parties sa criminal case? Okay, so we have the accused, the victim or complainant, and also the people of the Philippines. So, number 1, we have the accused. Okay. Accused is the most pampered party in a criminal case. Okay. Siya po yung taong inaakusahan na nag-commit ng crime. Pero nga ba, bakit kino-consider na the most pampered party in a criminal case? So, ano ba yung term na pampered? Okay. Ibig sabihin, when say pampered is being treated with extreme or excessive care and attention. Bakit nga ba siya yung pinaka-inaalagaan? Well, in fact, siya yung inaakusahan na nag-commit ng crime. Okay? Because sa accused po magfo-focus ang ating criminal justice system. Okay? Victim or complainants, the forgotten party in a criminal case, because it is needed na ang identity ng victim or complainant should be kept confidential. Okay? And also, people of the Philippines, the actual offended party. So, bakit nga ba tinawag na actual offended party ang people of the Philippines? So, if you are able to observe yung mga kaso is that, di ba, at the beginning is, sinasabi doon, people of the Philippines versus, and then the surname of the accused, okay? Because people of the Philippines, okay, our laws of the land ang na-violate. That's why we, the people in the Philippines, are the actual offended party. Yung batas natin ang mismong violate. Okay, that's why we are all the actual offended party. Okay? So, Philippine criminal justice system involves the process of linking the 5 pillars together so as to achieve an interrelated scheme of reciprocal responsibilities in each approach to community involvement. So, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, they are using or making it as a tool yung ating justice system sa Pilipinas to enforce our laws. And with that 5 pillars na maglilink each other, will help also each other to meet the justice. Okay? And also to meet their reciprocal responsibilities in our government. So, in the Philippine setting, the pillars of criminal justice system includes 5. Okay? So, meron tayong 5 pillars sa Pilipinas. Number 1, we have the police or the law enforcement pillar. Number 2, we have the prosecution. Number 3, we have the court pillar. Number 4, we have the correction pillar. And number 5, we have the community pillar. Comparatively speaking, in American criminal justice system, has not included two of our pillars. Okay? Kung kinukumpara po natin yan sa Amerika, hindi po nila ini-include yung dalawa sa ating pillars. Okay? Because in American criminal justice system, it involves only three components. They have the police, the court, and the correction. So they are not including the prosecution pillar and the community pillar. Okay? Community pillar in the Philippines is non-formal pillar. Okay? And police for American is pinagsama na nila with regards to the functions of the prosecution pillar. They did not include it anymore in their justice system. Okay? So in the study of the criminal justice system, our course would always indicate the study of the following. Okay, sa buong semester na to, we will uh, include the study of the crime and criminal, the justice, and also system. Okay. Bukod po sa 5 pillars, iikot din po yan dyan sa 4 na topic na yan. The criminal or crime, the justice, and our system. Okay. So, in our video, okay, we will discuss the first two topic, the crime and criminal. Okay, so let's move on to crime. Okay, so what is a crime? Crime is an act or omission impunishable by law, forbidding or commanding it. In legal point of view, crime involves an act or omission punishable by the criminal law of the land, and the term also refers to acts which are considered undesirable and detrimental to the norms of the society. So, para maintindihan natin ng mas mabuti ang ibig sabihin ng crime, hihimay-himayin natin ang ibig sabihin nito. So, sabi dyan, crime is an act or omission. Okay. So, there will only be crime if there will be an act or omission. Okay. It means you did something that could affect the outside world. Okay. It is a bodily movement when we say act. So, I repeat, when we say act, okay, an act or omission, so, pag sinabing an act po is, it means that you did something that could affect the outside world. Okay? An act means a bodily movement. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, meron kang ginawa. Okay? And when we say omission, it's when you have the obligation to do, but you failed to do. Okay? This is an act na hindi mo ginawa yung dapat mong gawin. Okay? When we say omission, meron kang obligation na gawin, pero hindi mo ginawa. Okay? Still, that is a crime. Okay? An action is a violation of public laws which commands or forbids. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, if the law command and you failed to do, then there is a crime. Okay? So, kung sinabi ng batas na dapat mong gawin, pero hindi mo ginawa, then that is a crime. Ma'am, paano po yun? Wala po akong ginawa, hindi po ako nag-commit ng bodily action, ng bodily movement, hindi po ako pumatay, hindi po ako nang rape, nagnakaw, or whatsoever, pero bakit sinabi na it is still a crime? Okay? Because sabi dyan, if the law commands you to do it, but you failed to do, then there is a crime. Okay? Pag sinabi naman that the law forbids you, okay, but you did what is forbidden, then that is still a crime. Okay? Pag ipinagbabawal na gawin sa'yo ang isang action pero ginawa mo, that is a crime. Okay? That's why sabi dyan, it is an act or omission punishable by law forbidding or commanding it. Okay? If the law commands and you failed to do so, then there is a crime. And if the law forbids and you did what is the forbidden, then you violated that forbidden law or rule. Okay? You still or you also commit crime. Okay? Kasi nga 'di ba? Kinukumand ka, dapat mong gawin pero hindi mo ginawa, crime. Okay? Pinagbabawal na gawin pero ginawa mo, it is still a crime. That's why in the definition, crime is an act or omission punishable by law, forbidding or commanding it. Okay? The term crime is considered undesirable and detrimental to the norms of the society. Hindi katanggap-tanggap na gawain. Okay? So, crime can be committed in two ways. It is either crime by commission or crime by omission. Okay? Crime by commission. So, ano nga ba ang requisites of crime by commission? Okay. Number 1 is freedom. Freedom is the capacity of the person to do whatever he pleases. Okay. So, when we say freedom, so nobody forces you, nobody induces you, or nobody blackmailed you. So, you have the freedom and you voluntarily did it. Okay? Ginawa mo yan. Hindi ka napipilitan. Walang nag-threat sa'yo. Walang nag-blackmail sa'yo. Walang nag-induce sa'yo. So, you voluntarily commit the crime. That is one requisite. Number 2 is intelligence. Intelligence is the capacity of the person to foresee the consequences of his action. So, when we say intelligence, so you think about it, pinag-isipan mo yan ng mabuti. You plan it. Okay, you plan about it. And you think what is the possible outcome of your action. Okay? That is intelligence. Okay? And number 3 is intent. Intent is the compelling force that induces a person to do something. Ito yung intention mo. Bakit nga ba ginawa mo yung krimen? So, para masabi na yan ay crime by commission, dapat meron niyang tatlo na yan. The freedom, the intelligence, and the intent. Freedom, nag-voluntar kang ginawa, hindi ka pinersa, hindi ka in-induce ng ibang tao, hindi ka blinakmail. Intelligence, pinag-isipan ng mabuti, pinagplanuan ng mabuti, at alam mo kung ano yung magiging consequence ng action mo, at meron kang intention. That is requisites of crime by commission. Intentional. Okay, intentional mo na or intention mo talagang gawin yung krimen na yon. Okay? And then, how about the requisites of crime by omission? Okay? Remember what I have said a while ago? Sabi natin, omission. You have the obligation, but you failed to do. Okay? freedom, intelligence, pero ang pagkakaiba lang nila, number 3, kanina, merong intensyon. Dito po sa omission, wala kang intensyon. But rather, you failed to do an act. Okay? You failed to do an act required by a person to do. So, dapat mong gawin, pero hindi mo ginawa. That is considered non-performance of an act which the law requires a person to do. So, rene-require ka ng batas, kinukumand ka ng batas na dapat mong gawin, pero hindi mo ginawa. Okay, that is crime by omission. Yun lang pong pagkakaiba nila. Sa crime by commission, meron kang intensyon na gawin talaga yung krimen na yun. Intentional. But for crime of omission, wala kang intensyon. So, ibig sabihin, you just failed to do an act wherein you are being required to do. Okay? So, next, let's move on to criminal. So, criminal, sabi nga natin, if there is no crime committed, and if there is no criminal being apprehended, then our criminal justice system, hindi po mag-i-start yan. Hindi po mag-i-start ang pagpo-process or yung procedure ng ating criminal justice system. Okay? A criminal is a person who has confessed to or had been convicted by a court of a violation of a criminal law. A criminal is a person who committed a crime, yung gumawa ng krimen, arrested, okay, prosecuted, and finally convicted and sent to prison. So, my dear students, wag na wag niyong kakalimutan that in the definition of criminal, there should be the phrase or the term na finally convicted, okay, or convicted with final judgment. Okay? Because there's a general rule that no person shall be regarded as criminal unless his guilt is proven otherwise. Pag hindi pa napapatunayan na siya nga ang totoong may sala sa krimen na yon, hindi mo po pwedeng sabihin na yung taong yun ay kriminal. Okay? Kaya nga, sa part natin bilang isang criminology, sa part ninyo as a criminology student, it is very important that you should know ano ba ang talagang ibig sabihin ng word na criminal. Kasi 'di ba, way back nung talagang hindi pa tayo ganun knowledgeable in terms of yung mga gatong terminology sa criminology is that meron kang naririnig na pagka aresto pa lang ng pulis dun sa tao na yon, linilabel mo, criminal yung tao na yan, pinatay niya yung ganito. Okay? Knowing nakaka-aresto pa lang niya, kaka-detain pa lang, pinaprocess pa lang, okay? But then, we could regard as that person as criminal kapag nahatulan na po siya. Okay? So, maybe pwede mo siyang i-term as, pag nasa police kasi ang term nila is suspect. And then, pagka nag-move na siya sa prosecution, ang ito-term na po nila sa person na yon is respondent. And then, kapag nasa court pillar na siya, ang term na po sa kanya ay accused. Okay? Kasi meron na pong naisampa na kaso. And then, kapag siya po ay nahatulan na ng final judgment, he is finally convicted, then, doon pa lamang po mare-regard ang tao na yon na isang criminal. Okay? So, I want you to take note that. Okay, my dear students. So, before a person could be regarded as criminal, the following circumstances must be present. So, ito po yung mga iba't ibang circumstances bago mo sabihin na yung tao na yun ay isang kriminal. Number 1, he must have committed a crime. So, dapat nag-commit siya ng crime. Number 2, he must have been apprehended and investigated by the police. So, pag sinabing apprehended, siya po ay nahuli or hinuli na and also being investigated by the police. Number 3, by virtue of sufficient physical evidences and testimony of witnesses, he must have been arrested. So, yun nga po, kapag meron na po yung mga sufficient na mga evidence at mga testimonya ng mga witnesses na magpapatunay na siya nga yung nag-commit ng crime, then, dapat siya po ay naaresto. And number 4, due to the presence of prima facie evidence which is considered as the strongest evidence, the case was filed in court by the investigating fiscal or police for trial. So, sabihin na natin, there is a probable cause. Okay? Kaya, magpa-file na sila ngayon ng information sa court. Okay? And then, number 5, there was an arraignment. There was a trial. So, nag-undergo siya ng hearing. Pagkatapos ng hearing, number 7, the offender was found guilty. So, ibig sabihin, napatunayan na siya ang may sala. Okay? And then, number 8, a sentence was rendered by the court. Okay? And then, pag sinabing a sentence was rendered by the court, nahatulan siya, binigyan siya ng sentensya. So, for example, 6 years, 1 day to 12 years. Okay, ngayon, nasentensyahan na siya. Number 9, the accused was confined in prison or jail. So, siya na po ngayon ay nakakulong or nakakonfine na sa loob ng kulungan. Either prison or jail. And then lastly, the convict has fully served his sentence in prison or jail. Tapos na niyang iserve yung kanyang sentensya. But this is what I want you to take note. Sabi dyan, only after undergoing this process, yung 10 na yan na nakalist, okay, only after undergoing this process that a person can be legally identified as criminal. So, saka mo pa lang sasabihin or tatawagin na yung tao na yun na criminal kapag na undergo na niya or natapos na niya yung mga circumstances na yan na nasa listahan. Okay? So, I want you to remember na wag po kayo kaagad magle-label sa isang tao na criminal kung hindi pa naman napapatunayan na siya nga yung nag-commit ng crime. Okay? So, a criminal is a person who committed a crime, being arrested, apprehended, prosecuted, and convicted by final judgment. Okay? So, yun po yung mga discussion natin sa video natin ngayon. So, to be updated for more videos, please click the notification bell for you to be able to be updated for the upcoming video. So, that's all for today. So, thank you very much and have a good day.